My name is Louis.
Tonight, Education CS Ezekiel Mashogu announces Form 1 placement.
Tenure of myself and the two commissioners comes to an end on 17th January 2023.
State wanted us to change August election results. Chebukati now claims as his tenure comes to an end.
Tunajua kuna visanga fulani ambavyo viko kwa polisi. Lakini hiyo sasa sababu ya kuua mtu
ambaye tayari amesalimu amri ni kumshika na kuondoka naye. Kwa nini mnampiga? Kwa nini mnamnyonga kwa kutumia tai amevaa?
And man allegedly commits suicide in Kuzurini, Kaloleni police cell.
Education is in sharp focus amongst the things high on the agenda of the government of the day. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu has now announced that grade 6 learners will start to receive their KPSEA results from tomorrow. Mashogu has announced that the ministry is ready to initiate the transition to junior secondary schools despite the ongoing debate on the implementation of CBC. The government has also set aside 15,000 for every primary school learner as tuition fees to boost.
Schools are expected to have a rapid admission process in place for junior secondary school runners through NEMIS. NEMIS is comparison now that each and every school has to have it in place. An admission register must be in place with the proper induction and orientation program. The Ministry of Education is awaiting the recommendations of the Presidential Working Party on education reforms regarding the curriculum for the CPC to inform any needed changes in the content or levels of learning. As a result, we will be issuing more guidelines on the junior secondary education level from time to time.
With high focus on education, at least 1.2 million students is set to join secondary school after securing slots in the just concluded placement. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu. The CS indicated that there will be 100% transition as all candidates secured slots in different schools across the country. Ian Ketanyi reports.
After sitting for the national examinations and the results released late last year, at least 1.2 million Class 8 candidates are set to join secondary schools across the country.
So the total number of students admitted in all the 5 categories of our schools comes to 1,230,588, meaning that each and every one of them who did their KCPE as a press in our secondary schools this year.
According to Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu, at least 372,459 girls and 387,203 boys are set to join sub-county schools, with 107,461 girls and 91,566 boys set to join county schools. Elsewhere, 111,105 girls and 117,055 boys will join extra county schools, with a further 18,974 girls and 20,178 boys set to join national schools across the country. During this year's selection process, Kabianga Boys, Nanyuki High and Maseno School were the most selected schools by the candidates countrywide.
Kabianga High School, which has a capacity of 768, attracted 153,078. There you can see we have only 768, and this time we have said no one will be able to go beyond the capacity as given by the ministry. This was the total number of applicants. Nanyuka High School had applicants 148,827. They can only accommodate 576.
With the shortage of teachers posing a major challenge to the education sector, the government is set to employ 30,000 more teachers this year.
We counted the number of grade 7 classes, and we found that we have 30,550, and we are sending one teacher per that class in the whole of the country. And then, of course, we shall be mapping out those ones with the higher qualifications, and we have vetted them. We have used a standard criteria, and I think I'm now answering the two questions jointly. We have a standard criteria of vetting the teachers with higher qualifications, and we have vetted them, and we are mapping them. So what it means is that as these children report to grade 7, they already have a teacher posted there who will act like a mentor for the other teachers who will then join as we continue to vet those teachers with higher qualifications from primary school.
However, Machogu decried a high number of candidates who failed to pick schools they'd want to join, urging teachers to help students in picking their schools of choice.
I wish to call upon head teachers and parents to ensure that candidates make wise choices through proper advice.
With over 1.2 million candidates set to join secondary schools starting on the 6th of February next month, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has assured parents that the government will do all within its power to ensure 100% transition, with the grade 6 learners set to kickstart their junior secondary school studies on the 30th of this month. The government is also set to hire close to 30,000 teachers in a bid to curb the shortage of teachers in the country. Ian Keitani, Lookuptv, at the KICD headquarters in Nairobi.
This day was always going to come, leaving a story to tell for many. The IEBC chairperson, Wafula Chebukati, and 3 other commissioners say goodbye for their 6-year term, which ends, and they did this speaking at the release of the 2020 general election report in Nairobi. Chebukati say they are contented that they did their best despite many challenges they encountered in delivering the 2022 election.
After serving on a critical docket for 6 years, the IEBC chair Wafula Chebukati and the 3 other commissioners bid goodbye to the commission as they gave their final speech as the officials. Speaking during the launch of the 2022 General Election Evaluation Report, the IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati gave a background of his 6 years tenure, which is coming to an end in few hours.
I joined the commission that had been appointed along with me, with the other commissioners who were 7, to oversee the conduct of the 2017 general election. As it will be recalled, one commissioner resigned before the fresh presidential election, and 3 others followed shortly after. And those were very difficult moments as we were just left, the 3 of us. But we had taken an oath of office, and we could not falter on that oath.
The outgoing IEBC chair stated that his leadership has seen a lot of improvement on the election management in the country.
Indeed, we came up with a program of collaboration with National Police Service, the Election Security Arrangement Program, and trained police officers on election management. This arrangement is good. It has to continue for purposes of managing elections and peace in the country.
I also want that I can give IEBC a 10+ in the elections that were conducted.
This country owes you a debt of gratitude.
Chebukati, Marjan Hussein Marjan, Boya Molu and Yusuf Gulie narrated the challenges they have encountered during their leadership.
This launch marks my last duty as the chairman of the commission. I exceed a very contented man, and I say we gave it our best. We chatted and weathered the storms that threatened the existence of the commission. We endured relentless fatigue in our preparation for election. We mastered high courage to overcome perils of democracy, and we delivered the sacred will of the people of Kenya.
The leaders uncovered the bombast drama during the declaration of the presidential election result citing intimidations and threats from the politicians.
Marjan, we went into hiding. We had to put off our phones, leave them in bomas, send away our security, and we rode in a Noah to an unknown location. Our only contact to Kenya and the world was the television, just to check whether you are killing each other or you are celebrating. And after 3 days of hiding, we realized Kenyans had moved on. And we said we can no longer hide.
I also thank God that we have made it to the end of our 6-year journey, where for the entire period, removal from office has always been hanging on our head. But with the grace of God, we have made it to this moment.
The 4 IEBC officials are, however, not done with the 4 IEBC commissioners who disputed the presidential results as they vowed to push their ouster to the end.
Well, I'll be a citizen next week, and when summons I think have been issued, we shall appear before the tribunal and say what we know. Yes.
The outgoing chair, however, declined to announce his next move after retirement, as he rubbished claims of having been appointed to any docket by the president. Even as the outgoing chairperson of the IEBC, Wafula Chebukati, prepares to leave the office, he hopes that his successors will fulfill their mandate in line with the constitution. Reporting for Lookuptv from Safari Park Hotel in Nairobi, my name is Shadrach Kareria.
At least 4 people died, while 10 others sustained serious injuries following a road accident along the Eldoret-Webuye highway involving a Nissan Matatu and a tractor at Musembi. 3 people died on the spot. Another died on the way to hospital. And this came as reports released by NTSA indicated that over 4,000 people died in road accidents in the year 2022.
At around 5 a.m. along the Eldoret-Webuye highway in Musembe, residents were left dumbfounded with the early morning accident that was brought about by a North Rift Circle Matatu driver from Bungoma heading to Nairobi, bumping into a cane tractor that was parked along the road. The accident, that claimed at least 4 lives and injuring 10, has brought an immense uproar among the witnesses who seek the government's intervention.
Na tunaomba kuruhusa itusaidie kupeleka manusura hospitali, wamekataa. Wanasema hawana mafuta. Sasa tunaomba serikali, gari yao inafanya kazi gani na ni utumishi kwa wote.
Hao maskari hao maskari weniona hawa wasikujenga hapa, watu wanashika watu wa pombe peke yao, watu wanasema ni hao ndio wanasaidika. Ndio hao wamekataa kutubebea hao maiti, wamekataa kubeba hao watu. Tukawa na nguvu ya kuambia mpaka wakakubali kubeba watu.
This accident comes just a few months after 8 people died at the same place after a matatu rammed into yet another stationary cane trailer in the area last year. Locals are calling for the erection of more bumps in the area to reduce the growing loss of lives at the spot.
Weke matuta kwa hii barabara. Juu tractors za miwa hazina reflection. Ndio imeleta hiyo ajali.
Sababu matrela haya huwa hayana taa za nyuma, tractor za miwa. Kwa hivyo watu wawe waangalifu na wajue kwamba ile eneo kuanzia Lower Kipkari na hapo mpaka Musembe imekuwa black spot. Kwa hivyo madereva waende polepole, na pia nataka kuomba serikali iweke bumps katika ile eneo ili ipuze mambo ya ajali barabarani mahali hapa.
As of December 20th last year, there was a 3% increased accident rate from the National Transport Safety Authority released data. From January to December, it's recorded more than 4,000 cases of road accidents. The authority advises drivers to avoid drinking and driving as following the road safety measures. Moses Okech, Lookuptv.
You're watching the news on Lookuptv. We're going into a short break now. I'll be back with more.
need a dose of hope? If so, you are in the right place. We think of ourselves around here as hope dealers, delivering truth, power, and inspiration to hearts and minds all over the world. If nothing else has worked for you, why not give the God thing a try? For it's in the presence of God that you'll find everything that you need. Amen.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
A family from Kaloleni in Kilifi County is seeking justice for their kin who died under mysterious circumstances while in police custody in Kizurini Police Station. According to the family spokesperson, Nelson Mtengo, the late 35-year-old Santa Kaingu is alleged to have committed suicide in the cell, but the family says no, claiming the officers must have beat him to death.
The mysterious death of Santa Kaingu under police custody has caused an uproar as the family seeks to know what caused his death after he was arrested by the police on claims of being a criminal.
Na kama ni kosa limefanyika, mtu apelekwe kotini, wacha sheria ifanye nini mkondo wake. Lakini kama walianza kumpiga pale na wananchi wanaona, walipomweka kule kizurini akiwa peke yake, sasa hapo ndo tunafanya nini? Tunaswali, tunataka jibu. Na huyo polisi aliyekatwa kisu pia yeye tunataka aandike taarifa. Aandike taarifa. Na pia aeleze walipomshika walimfanya nini paka kufia kizurini.
The family claiming Kaingu might have died out of being beaten by the police officers and not committing suicide by hanging as police claims.
Ukweli ukijulikana kwamba hivi ndivyo ilivyofanyika, then mtu anaridhika, lakini alikufa tu, alama aliuawa tu, basi haijulikani kosa lilikuwa ni nini. Tunajua kuna visanga fulani ambavyo viko kwa polisi, lakini hiyo sasa sababu ya kuua mtu.
Hiyo siku ilikuwa tarehe 11, tukiwa nyumbani kwangu tukisherehekea birthday ya mtoto ambaye ni wangu. Marehemu nilimwalika maana ni jirani. Ilikuwa mnamo kama saa 10 hapo, 9:10 hapo. Ndio askari wakaingia, waliingia kwa fujo, hawakusalimia, walikuja tayari wakaanza kuvamia yule jamaa akiwa amekaa kwa kiti. Nilikuwa nimekaa naye karibu hivi. Basi wakumshika shingo, wakumshika miguu, walishika. Nilitumia nguvu, mimi niliwatoanisha kidogo wale askari kuuliza kunaendelea nini, maana ndo mwenye pale. Mwisho wa kuisha ndo kuna askari aliingia, lakini yeye alikuwa hana uniform. Akaeleza niachie askari wafanye kazi yao, maana yule ni mhalifu.
Human rights activist led by Hussein Khalid from Haki Africa has said the government should intervene and investigate further, saying the police should guard persons under custody and not suspects dying mysteriously in cell.
Mtu ambaye tayari amesalimu amri ni kumshika na kuondoka naye. Kwa nini mnampiga? Kwa nini mnamnyonga kwa kutumia tai amevaa? Haya ni makosa. Na hatuwezi kukubali mambo kama haya kuendelea katika jamii yetu. Kwa nini wanafanya mambo kinyume na sheria? Kwa hivyo tunataka hatua zichukuliwe haraka iwezekanavyo. Wale wote waliohusika ambao wanajulikana washikwe, wafunguliwe mashtaka, na uchunguzi ukibainisha kama alivyoelezea mheshimiwa kwamba walihusika na mauaji yake, basi wafunguliwe mashtaka ya kuua.
The deceased has left behind a widow and 3 children as the family seeks justice and the suspects to be investigated since the late was the family's breadwinner.
Tunataka serikali chukue hatua ile ya ndani kabisa ili mambo yajulikane, manake tumechoka na uhalifu huku Kaloleni.
Edwin John Mokora, Lookuptv.
Western Region residents have been urged to work closely with the government to benefit from the programs that are being run by the national government. Speaking during a Thanksgiving ceremony for the Commissioner of Revenue Allocation, Hadiji Nganyi, the leaders, led by Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale, have vowed to rally for the locals to ensure they get maximum development, citing the recent visit by President Ruto to Nyanza region, and they are now calling for the revival of Mumias Sugar Company.
Sahi, I want to promise you, mimi hakuna kitu ninatafuta. Mimi natafuta jamii yetu iheshimike. Ninatafuta wanyonge wetu wapate. I promise you, 2027 tutakuja hapa one party, na hiyo chama itakuwa party yenye President William Ruto atakuwa amesimama. Hiyo ndio chama tutapishana na ODM. Mkitamka pap, huo ukijua sio uwazimu. I know what I'm doing.
And for your information, unajua sometimes unaweza ogopa mtu ya kwamba huyu akiwa kiongozi atakuwa very dangerous person. But at the end of the day, anakuja kuwa kiongozi ambaye atakuwa venye ulikuwa unafikiria. Na sisi pia tunashukuru mheshimiwa ambaye Mheshimiwa Ruto, kwa sababu tunaona anaenda Nyanza, anaunganisha, anaenda kila mahali. Na hiyo ndio Kenya that you want.
Jana rais amekuwa hapa Kisumu na serikali yake yote. Mliona ndugu zetu wa Kisumu ambao ni viongozi kuanzia kwa governors, MPs, MCAs na senators wote 4 counties za Nyanza. Wote walijitokeza na hawakuangalia ati sisi tulikuwa watu ya baba. Waliangalia sasa huyu ndio rais na ndio kiongozi wa kitaifa, na yeye ndio nafaa tushikilie mkono tusonge mbele.
Wewe kijana naitwa Ruto, wacha niwaambie leo, tumekuwa na viongozi wengi hapa Kenya kwa nafasi ya president. Mtu ambaye amekuwa mwaminifu kwa yale amesema kwa kuagiza watu wake ni Ruto peke yake. Kila ningependa kuwaomba, ikiwa sisi tumesimama na huyu jamaa mwingine kwa hii miaka yote na tumekuwa na kilio kwa hata vijana wetu, Khalwala akiwa mmoja wao, tuamuke leo. Hatuna contract yenye tunasaini nao ati wenyewe wachilimie, wapalilie, wavune, hapana. Unaajibika ndio unaenda kuchukua haki yako.
Tukaambia rais, tunakuomba ufutilie mbali madeni ya Mumias. Kampuni rudi kwa wakulima wa Mumias. Ndio yule mwekezaji ako pale akiongelesha mkulima, ajue mkulima ndio bosi yake.
Niko kwa hii condition kwa sababu ya chama cha UDA. Na mimi nataka kuambia watu wa UDA na Kenya Kwanza na hata wale ambao walikuwa Azimio, saa hizi tunafanyia pamoja.
The alphabet people, as we call them, many letters of the alphabet, LGBTQ and counting, are now in the news, causing leaders of the Islamic religion to now call upon President William Ruto not to be persuaded by foreign countries to accept same-sex relationships in Kenya. And they're encouraging him to follow the steps of retired President Uhuru Kenyatta, who took a very strong position against the issue.
Led by Sheikh Abubakar Bini, the Muslim leaders have emphasized that Islamic and Christian religions do not accept the issue of homosexuality, and it is appropriate for all Kenyans to unite against any plot to undermine the situation.
Tukilinyamazia swala hili ya kwa kuwa huyu bwana Chiloba anafanywa kama ni shujaa, itakuja kuwa na gharka, ije tuagharakishwe kama walivyoharakishwa Sodoma na Gomora.
We have also asked the Council of Elders and religious leaders in the country to organize counseling and training sessions for children and the youth in order to maintain African traditions.
Wazee wa tabaka mbalimbali wakubali watoto wao wakae chini kwenye makanisa, misikitini, waje madrasa, waende kwenye ushauri ili kusipatikane jambo kama hilo. Na serikali tunaiomba isifungue mwanya kwa serikali za nje kuleta pesa ya kufanya mafunzo kwa sababu wanasema ni human right.
Elsewhere, the Vice President of Uganda, Jessica Alupo, has met with Turkana Governor Jeremiah Lomurukai and vowed to end the existing hostility between the Karamajong, Gie and Turkana communities, which has lasted for a long time due to cattle theft on the border of Kenya and Uganda.
Faith-based institutions have constructed a number of schools and hospitals across the country. This is proof of their concern for the material and physical well-being of their followers.
Turkana Governor Lomurukai has said that the Kenya government will no longer accept those who are involved in livestock theft and disturbing the peace along the border.
Our territory as Kenya, and if you have a gun which you think it's your child and you will never leave it in your territory.
The Naivasha Bar Owners Association, led by the association's secretary Joseph Maina, has noted that high liquor license and harassment by law enforcers had adversely affected the sector.
We have therefore appealed to our county government to check on this so that we may reign in the same level with other counties in this republic.
Naivasha Sub-County Administrator Catherine Muiruri has noted that they have prepared the traders on the conditions required before getting operating license.
Hatutapatiana leseni kwa mtu ambayo ako 300 meters from estate, hospitali, shule na kanisa. Yule ambaye hata comply, then the enforcement officers close down. And if they continue to operate, we prosecute according to the Liquor Licensing Act.
Kimilili Member of Parliament Didmas Barasa and his Tongaren counterpart John Chikati have opposed the move by Bungoma County Education Department of reducing the number of students who benefit from bursaries.
Kama uko kwa scholarship ya county government ya Bungoma, alafu utolewe, usichukue kamba kwenda kujinyonga, usitembee kwa barabara, wewe chukua box yako ya shule, vaa uniform, kama unatoka Tongaren, enda kwa boma ya John Murumba Chikati akupeleke shule, akupeleke kwa governor, basari rudi ukwende shule.
Huwezi simama mahali kama hapa useme ya kwamba mtoto mwenye alikuwa kwa listi ya